to the attacker's face and push her thumbs to his eyes. Then she continues with counterattacks with a hammer punch. Caroline finishes with an elbow strike to the head and a knee kick to the face. And now for our learning stages. The first stage is creating distance, leaning backwards and bringing the palms to the sides of the face of the opponent. This is done, and then the next stage will be to push strongly with the thumbs against his eyes. After fulfilling this stage, the defender should counterattack starting with hammer punches, and then finishing as needed, for example, elbow strikes and knee kicks. This time, as the attacker, I will grab Caroline with a bear hug, functioning the same as before for me, but for her, her arms will be pinned to her body. She will not be able to move them as before towards my eyes. As Caroline finds herself in a bear hug, her hands are pinned to her body. She pushes her buttocks backwards, sliding her palms parallel to her body, and then pushes like an arrow forward, and then curling the fingers, hitting the opponent's groin. From here, she moves to his shoulder blades, grabbing him and giving him knee kicks to the groin. She then finishes with taking her elbow out from the grab and using it to strike. In order to slide between the bodies, Caroline has to push her buttocks backwards and parallel go with the palms between the bodies, and then strike like an arrow, curling with the fingers at the end of the motions. As the first learning stage, Caroline will push her hips backwards while sliding her palms parallel to the body, coming forward in an arrow shape, and then hitting the opponent's groin from under with curled fingers. After finishing the first stage, she will grab the opponent's shoulder blades, hit him with a knee, as she now has a good distance for a knee strike. The last stage will be taking the hand out from the remaining of the grab, striking with an elbow to the back of the head. Next, we'll be confronting a new set of problems. These are the hair pulls. The opponent grabs your hair, and then he's pulling you. He's pulling you towards him, or maybe he's pulling you directly down in order to give you a knee kick, or maybe a punch. He's inserting, count please, he's inserting his fingers through your hair, and then he's pulling you. As you're being pulled forward and down, you must initiate a strong step, bursting forward. As you do this, you block the opponent's attack, whether it a knee kick or a hand strike. Simultaneously, you strike to the groin. After that, as a second step, you strike to the opponent's head, face, with the heel of the hand, and finish with a kick. Again, the attacker grabs your hair and pulls you. But this time, he's smarter, he's approaching you from behind. He's inserting his fingers through your hair, pulls you back. What you have to do is to deal with him and the other problems that he's presenting, that you have to turn as early as possible. The attacker approaches you from behind, grabs and pulls your hair. He's pulling your head down a little bit. You have to turn early, get in, block his attack, whatever it is, and simultaneously counterattack to the groin. After that, continue with other counterattacks, such as a heel hand to the face and another kick to the groin. Move from the danger zone as early as possible. And for our learning stages, start by leaning backwards and then turning, blocking as early as possible with the forearm and counterattacking. Feel as if you are being pulled and turn and send the hand to block whatever attack is being sent towards you. After you finish your first stage of moving in and counterattacking, continue with other appropriate counterattacks.
We hope you've learned from the tape the self-defense techniques. We're certain that these type of self-defense techniques present real issues, real problems, and solutions to these problems. Our feedback from people who have used this in the field, law enforcement personnel, have indicated that we are reaching success with these self-defense techniques. We want you to remember a couple of things. One, if you can avoid danger, do so before the problem presents itself. You should be aware of your surroundings. You must be able to conduct yourself in your environment so that you avoid the attack before it occurs. And if you can talk your way out of a problem, do it. But if someone leaves us no choice, we must perform technically in a correct manner. We must be aggressive. Nobody has the right to harm you or a loved one or a friend. You must be able to perform these self-defense techniques so that you can lead a safer, more confident life.